Hello everybody, this is Professor Reed. I just wanted to put together a short video showing you the access to our Blackboard page and how to navigate it, the MyStatLab site, and things like that. So what you should be seeing right now is my computer desktop at work, and the first thing I want to show you is our Blackboard page. So a brief kind of general layout for this video. I'll show you the Blackboard page. The way I get there is directly through broom.open.suny.edu. This way I do not have to use our campus's network, which I don't like. So anyway, let's go into Blackboard. Now I am not allowed to have most of the items open until the class officially starts on Monday the 7th. But if you sign in over the weekend, you'll be able to see some of this stuff. When you sign in broom.open.suny.edu, you need to enter in your SUNY Broom username and password, and then we'll select our course. Right, and again, some of these things will be hidden until Monday, but basically the home page just gives you some announcements everybody should have received in your email, as well as when you sign in right here, an announcement about our course and having it be slightly open this weekend. For now, the two things before the course officially opens on Monday, the two things you would want to check out are these notes or lecture videos by chapter. If you want to get a jump start, we're going to cover 10 chapters in this short 3-week semester, and for each chapter I got it organized into a folder here. Most of the chapters, like I'll just click into chapter 8, most of the chapters follow the format of narrated PowerPoint slides, so you will want to have either headphones plugged in or just listening at home with the speakers on, and then a printout where you just have some like a Word document template with some blanks to print out, and then a YouTube video that I made where I answer the questions that are on the printout. So the way I'd like you to do this is watch the narrated PowerPoint slides first. These give you more of the basic and background information, and then go ahead and print out the template for the YouTube video, and while you're watching the YouTube video, fill that template in just like you were sitting in a lecture in a classroom taking notes. For some of the chapters that are shorter, it's just one set of slides, one printout, and one video. Chapter 8, this is a little bit more complicated and longer, so I split it up, one section for 8.1 and then a second section for 8.2. Going through this notes lecture videos by chapter area, this will basically let you go through a semester's worth of shortened lectures. The weekly folders, what I did for the 3 weeks, we'll just look at week 1, is put your suggested chapter notes to keep you on pace to finish. So in week 1, I'm recommending chapters 1 through 4 be done. And then links to the areas of the course that you need to do. There is a prerequisite check/syllabus quiz that's due on the 10th. You have to submit this in order to get access to the other assignments in the class. Over here, assignments and drop boxes, if you click into there, that's another way to get into that prerequisite check and syllabus review assignment. The assignments will work like this. For some of them there will be extra directions, but for some of them just the document itself. Here the document is just a few questions about your math background and then a couple questions about the syllabus to make sure you've checked it out. And you can just type in your answers, and when you're done, save it to your computer. Once it's saved to your computer, that's when you go into this drop box for the assignment, see the due date and possible points, and browse your computer and then attach your file. And then just click down here at the bottom, submit, and that's how you submit assignments through Blackboard. As of right now, the only other assignment I have loaded on there is the hypothetical research assignment, but you won't even see that one until this first one is submitted. In the math department, we just want to make sure everybody's in the right course in terms of having a reasonable background for it. All right, so another place that you'll go each week, whether it's through the weekly folders, and then once inside there, click on the link to the discussion, or if you just want to get to the discussion over here on the discussions tab, each week there will be a discussion. Right now I have discussions for weeks 1 and 2 written up. These will be basically your opportunity to interact with classmates. In each of the weeks I post some different questions. For week 2, for example, there's 3 different things I'm asking you to talk about. Typically I ask you to post in an original post answering some type of question or some type of prompt, and then reply to your classmates. When you're doing the week 1 discussion, if anybody wants to go ahead and load a picture of yourself for your Blackboard profile / avatar or whatever, what you do over here is basically in the drop down menu, there it is, settings. And in the settings you can change your personal information to include a picture if you want to. So anyway, it would be under personalize my settings. It's just kind of nice to do that, so sometimes people feel more comfortable communicating to each other through Blackboard if they sort of have a picture to go off of. But anyway, back to the course. That's basically it. The assignment and drop boxes are down here. There will end up being 3 assignments: a hypothetical research proposal that's based on our week 1 discussion topic. There will be a chapters 1 through 8 kind of class practice / review, where I ask you to handwrite some answers to problems and submit it. And then the 3rd assignment is a Minitab project, where I'll have you work through Minitab to do some data analysis. There will end up being 2 videos for Minitab in the course info and docs area. Right now one of them is posted, this intro to Minitab. In that I basically cover chapters 1 through 4 or so in terms of the content and how to do it in Minitab. Over the next several days, certainly by the end of the first week, I'll have a second video about Minitab use to help you out with that Minitab assignment. One of the documents that I'm going to add into the course info and docs area shortly is going to be a course calendar / due date sort of table that you can kind of print out and make sure you're completing everything. And one of the assignments that I'll talk about are the MyStatLab homework problems. So you do not have to buy a textbook for this class. You can get access to the textbook through the Pearson's MyStatLab site. I just type in mystatlab.com. It redirects you to this much longer Pearson, MyLab, and Mastering.com / a bunch of stuff. First time you sign in, you register as a student. There's an option when you're doing the registration, instead of buying permanent access with a credit card or a bookstore access code, what you can do up front is sign up for a free 14-day trial. So let's say you do that on Tuesday. The 14 days will carry into the beginning of the 3rd week, and for some of you quicker workers, it's possible that you'll have the 3 MyStatLab problem sets done by then. So for you, you might choose not to buy the access at all. The one thing that you get through this is access to the electronic textbook. So the textbook, if people want a hard copy of it, the 4th edition of Fundamentals of Statistics by Sullivan, the one mentioned in the syllabus, is the 5th edition because they've updated, but you can find the 4th edition used online for very cheap. And if people just want a hard copy of the book for reading or studying, that might not be bad. The 5th edition you can get pretty cheap if you rent it and things like that, but you get access to the ebook through this Pearson MyStatLab site. So you won't have access to our course until Monday the 7th. I can't open this site until the 7th. But starting on the 7th, you'll be able to register. I just called the class Statistics 1 Winter 2019. And when you sign in, you'll see different, slightly different a setup than what I get. You'll have right here. There's assignments: homework 1, homework 2, homework 3. They have different due dates. Homework 1 is due at the end of the first week, homework 2 at the end of the second week, homework 3 on the day of the final, and that's it. Those three homework sets are it for our Stat Lab course. But each one has a lot of problems. We're fitting in 15 weeks, 10 chapters of material into just 3 weeks. So you can work through these at your own pace. However, there are due dates on them. You can miss the due date by 1 day, but anything you do after the due date in that 24 hours after it, anything you do is only going to get half credit for it. So anyway, these are the 3 homework sets for My Stat Lab. You'll be able to sign up for My Stat Lab starting on Monday the 7th. All right, if you're using, if you don't want to get a hard copy of the book, totally fine. We have 2 copies available at our circulation desk in our library, 1 copy available in the Math Lab on campus. Over the winter, the Math Lab is open with limited hours, but I put those tentative hours and the phone number to the Math Lab on the syllabus course policy under course info and docs. Anyway, there's a couple different ways to go to the e-textbook. You can just click here, e-text. View the e-text for our course. So you'll have to enable pop-ups in Chrome. Here's whatever, it doesn't matter. And anyway, here's the textbook. So you can just flip pages through. I typically do this, hey, if you want page 258, you can just type in 258 and it goes to 258. But what I usually do is this for the ebook. It's under Multimedia Library. This Multimedia Library, if you need some extra assistance, there's some extra videos and PowerPoints. The only thing I'd caution you on is these are made by the textbook's author, and we don't cover everything in the textbook in our course. So let's say you just want to look at, you're struggling with Chapter 6, Section 2, so we can just go to Chapter 6, Section 2. Hey, I want the multimedia textbook. Let's go get it. Here it pops up. Alright, so here's the page in the book where 6.2 starts, and it goes through the section. Some of the sections in our book are better and some are worse in terms of how easy it is to understand and how good the examples are. But then at the end of the section there are the practice problems. In a regular semester, I expect students to do all the ones that I assign here. In our 3 weeks, it's going to be tough. We just don't have enough time. So in the syllabus, what I did was listed problems for each section that we cover that would be good to look at to help you prepare for the final exam if you can. But I'm not going to ask you to do all of these and submit them. But anyway, that's how you get access to the ebook through this site. Alright, so going back to the general ideas here, I've talked about the course info and docs area, talked about the discussions, the weekly folders, the assignments. For proctoring and final exam info, I have yet to hear back from the college what room and time I get on Friday the 25th for my final exam on campus. Information is right here, final exam guide and proctoring documents. I just got to post the proctoring docs. That'll be another thing that I can't have available until Monday. But I've got a guide for the final exam up now, and I give you a handful of problems to help practice with, and solutions for those are available here. And like I said, on Monday the 7th, those proctoring docs will be available. Those of you that are not going to be in the area on the 25th, you'll have to find some kind of testing center or proctoring center to do the exam. people in the New York City area, I can recommend New York Business Institute, nybi.org, and I've had some students use testing centers in some other cities as well. If that's something you're worried about, get in touch with me towards the beginning of the semester, and I'd be happy to talk to you about options that I know of. I do not want to take up a whole lot of your time here, so I just wanted to show you a couple of the addresses there and the basic look of our course. Please check in when you can, and like I said, more stuff will be available on Monday the 7th. Have a great weekend, folks, and I'll see you in class on Monday.